Hello, how are y'all doing? I am Dr. Erica Johnson. I am your instructor for the Spring 2020 English 1005 section. Okay, I am posting this video as a kind of a welcome, also a bit of introduction to the course itself to give you a bit of information as you are working your way through the Canvas class. And for my face-to-face class, this is a bit of introduction before we meet face-to-face on Tuesday. For my online section, this is kind of how the setup will go for each week, which I will try to provide a video as an introduction for each week. I say try because sometimes there's technical difficulties with regard to me posting or recording or you viewing these videos, okay? But for the time being, this is an intro for both my face-to-face English 1005 and also the online section of English 1005. Okay, so this video hopefully won't take you more than maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes for you to go through because I'm going to provide you some important information as you are working your way through Canvas and becoming more familiar with Canvas and also the class itself. Okay. So I have my, handy dandy sheet here, which you probably can't read because you're seeing it backwards, of some points that I want to make as I go through this video, okay? First and foremost is the syllabus. Now, once you sign on to Canvas and click on this particular class, the English Channel 5 shell, one of the first things that you should see is a home page. And then in the middle, you will see syllabus and instructor info. Okay. Now, the instructor info has, of course, my name, my office hours, my office location, my contact email, and my contact phone. Okay. That same information is also on the syllabus, and they'll be right next to each other on the home screen. Okay. It is very, very important to go through that syllabus. The syllabus should be the first place you go for questions, for clarifications, really for anything for the class, including grading, including the 2 portfolios that you're going to complete over the course of the semester, any other information that you may need for the class itself. Your first place to go is the syllabus, okay? Now, the other reason to go to the syllabus is because there is going to be a quiz. It is completely online on Canvas, and if you go through the syllabus and you watch this video, you should have no problems earning all the points for that particular quiz, okay? Of course, you can have the syllabus open as you are going through the quiz itself, and hopefully you do actually do that, okay? So that you can answer all the questions and get all the points for that quiz. Okay. Some of the answers for that quiz are on this video and also the syllabus. Okay. As you are going through the syllabus, make sure to pay attention to the assignments that are listed, also grading, because grading is going to come up on 2 ways on your Canvas screen when you go to grades, okay? For the active learning assignments, those you'll either see an X, okay? And the X means that no points were earned. If no points were earned, that means you need to go to comments to read why no points were earned. It could have been that the assignment wasn't submitted, or the assignment was submitted incorrectly, or the assignment was not complete. There is almost always comments next to the X to explain why you earned the X. Okay. There's also will be a check mark. Okay. That check mark means that you earn the points. Okay. It's complete. Okay. For the active learning assignments, which are the daily assignments that you'll be doing, That's all you'll see, either an X or a check mark, okay? The only two assignments where you will actually receive letter grades is the midterm slash narrative portfolio and then the final slash project portfolio. Okay. This information is on the syllabus. Okay. Now, for all of those daily assignments, there will be assignment guidelines. It is of the utmost importance to read the assignment guidelines thoroughly. They will tell you how to do an assignment and also how to submit an assignment, whether it is a text entry or whether it is submitting a link or whether it is uploading the actual assignment itself. Okay. At the very bottom of the screen, it will tell you how to submit the assignment. Okay. This is very important because if your assignment is not submitted correctly, it means that I probably don't see it, which means if I don't see it, it's going to be an X, which means incomplete. There's nothing for me to grade. Okay. It is also important not to skim. I know once you see a lot of information, you'll be like, oh, well, let me just skim to get to the important parts. All of it is the important parts. So read thoroughly, okay? If this means going line by line, then go line by line to read the information, to read the instructions, okay? Also, if you scroll, when you're reading all the way down, if you scroll down, oftentimes there's a sample of the assignment you're being asked to complete. Okay. Not all the time, but most of the time. The sample will show you two things. One, it will show you the structure. Okay. Two, it will show you the likely content. Okay. These are two things to pay utmost importance to: content and structure. Okay. For those samples. Okay. Be sure that you are paying attention. Now, sometimes if you click on it and it says not available or restricted, that's the time when you need to let me know. Okay. Because there could be a broken link that I need to go ahead and fix. Okay. Sometimes I may not see those because I have teacher access, whereas you have student access. So I might be able to see it, but you may not be able to see it. So let me know so I can immediately, as soon as I see your message, go in and fix that broken link. Okay. But make sure you're checking those samples, okay, to see what you should be submitting looks like. Okay. You will be using for this class Google Docs, okay? Now, there's no assumption that you already have Google Docs or actually that you're already familiar with Google Docs. As UVU students, you do have a Google Docs account, okay? Now, as you're going through, especially the online section, there are instructions of how to get to your Google Drive. This is of the utmost importance because in your Google Drive, you'll be asked to create an English Channel 5 folder, of which you will be creating two additional folders, one for the midterm and one for the final. Okay. For the online section, you have screenshots to show you what it should look like to get to your Google Drive. For my face-to-face class, we'll be doing this in person, and I'll be walking you through to create your Google Drive and to create your Google folders. Okay. One of the first assignments requires you to set up your Google Drive and then create your folders. Okay. For my face-to-face class, again, I'll be walking you through this. For the online section, there are actual screenshots to show you. There are directions, like so you can read it, and there's screenshots to show you what it should look like. It is of the utmost importance that even if you already have your personal Google Drive, you need to set up a Google Drive for your UVU account because the only way that I am allowed to accept your assignments is via your UVU Google Drive, okay? Not through your personal account, through your UVU account. That is the only way I can accept your assignments. That's also the only way that I can communicate with you via email, is via your UVU email. Okay. I am restricted from corresponding with students via their personal email. I can only correspond via UVU email. Okay. Um, that first assignment that requires you to set up your Google Drive and create folders is part of your active learning assignments. Your active learning assignments are those daily assignments you do towards creating your larger assignments that will likely end up in the midterm or final portfolio. Okay. With those active learning assignments, there's always going to be a priority due date. Okay. That means that when you'll see an assignment, it could say that it's due Tuesday or due Wednesday or due Thursday. That's a priority date. Okay. For the active learning assignments, you have that date and then 3 days after that date to submit the active learning assignments with no penalties. Okay. So, for example, if an assignment is due on Tuesday, January 7th, that means that you have until January 10th to submit that assignment with no penalties. After those 3 days, the assignment closes. You are no longer able to submit that assignment, and that means that it's an automatic X, which means no credits. Okay. It's important to understand that that's only for the active learning assignments, okay? For the portfolio, it is due on the day it's due, okay? There is no 3 days after it's due to submit the portfolios. It's due on the day it's due, okay? Now, with all your assignments, they are usually due by 11:59 on that night. Okay. So you of course have all the way up until 11:59. But keep that in mind, it's 11:59. Even if it's midnight, that means that it's after it's due, okay? Especially if it's after the 3 days, okay? So the for the active learning assignments, again, it's either an X or a check mark. Okay. If you see an X and you know you submitted that assignment, then that means that there's comments. Comments will be right next to it. You have to click on it in grades, but there's usually a little comment box that tells you that there's a comment. Click on it, it'll be a drop down, and you read the comments. Okay. This is important because the comments tell you why you earned an X. Okay. Um, for the check mark, sometimes there'll be comments. Most often there'll be comments like, hey, good job, or yes, do more of this. Or it could be like, save this because this will be added to another assignment. There could be anything in there, but just read it. You do want to read comments when there's an X, but when there's a check mark, you want to see if there's comments as well. Okay. There probably will be some comments, just again, positive reinforcement and all that good stuff. Okay. Okay. So the active learning assignments are all towards creating your major assignments that will go in either the midterm portfolio or the final portfolio. The assignments that will go into the midterm portfolio and also the final portfolio are listed in the syllabus. There are specific assignments that have to be submitted for each of those two folders. They are listed on the syllabus, okay? They're also listed on Canvas, but they're listed closer to when we get to you're actually submitting the midterm portfolio and the final project portfolio. Okay. For navigation, now you always want to go to modules for your navigation. Do not go to grades, okay? That is out of order, okay? Um, do not also go to the calendar for navigation. The calendar only lists assignments that have a due date on them, okay? They will, of course, mark a line through when it's past the due date, okay? They're only for due dates. you need to go to modules. And then once you're on modules, you need to make sure that at the bottom right, you click next to go to the next assignment. Don't jump all around because you'll only confuse yourself. Everything is in order, okay? Just use the next button, okay? If you need to go back to a previous assignment, then at the bottom at the left, it says previous, okay? But just click on next so that when you go next, it goes in the order of every assignment, and that every week is introduced with an overview page. That overview page is important because it states the work that you'll be doing for that week, okay? It also states the work that you'll be submitting for that week. It's an overview of the week, okay? So don't skip it. It's an important page, okay? And you can't skip it as long as you're clicking next at the bottom. Again, don't jump around. Go to modules first, then you can click next at the very bottom to take you where you need to go, okay? Um, Grades, of course, is the place to see your grades, okay? It is of the utmost importance that you check grades regularly to ensure two things. Number one is that to ensure that your assignments have been submitted. Once your assignments have been submitted, it will show you that they've been submitted. For example, one of the ways that you'll be asked to submit assignments is with a link to a Google Doc. If it's a link to a Google Doc, it'll actually show you a link, like a chain link, like a bike link. It shows a link. It means that you submitted a link, okay? Another way is that maybe you'll be asked to submit a document, like upload a document. When you upload a document, it shows you like a piece of paper with like scribbly lines. It means that you've uploaded a document. The other way to submit is text entry, which means that it'll tell you it's a text entry. So for example, on an assignment, if you're supposed to do a text entry, at the top right, there's usually like a green button, and you click on it, and then it's at the bottom, it'll like open up and for you to submit your assignments. If it's a text entry, a box will open up for you to type into the text entry box, okay? So that on grades, it'll show up as a T for text entry, okay? Now that shows you that you've submitted an assignment, okay? It also tells me that you submitted an assignment. So then for me to go in there and grade it, okay? Now, before I grade assignments, it'll show up as a dash. That's all that you'll see, just a dash, okay? That's not something to worry about, okay? That's just, it means that there's something for me to grade, okay? Once it has been graded, it's either a check mark or an X, okay? And this is, of course, in grades, okay? The next part is email. And I've already mentioned previously about important sending emails from your UVU email, okay? UVU email is not the same as Canvas inbox messages. They are two separate things. The UVU email, I have access to that. I even have push notifications that it sends me an email, okay? Canvas message means that I have to go into Canvas to see your message. So you could send me a message via Canvas inbox on a Tuesday. If I don't go into Canvas on that Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, it means that I don't see that message until whenever it is I signed on to Canvas, okay? If you want a response within the 24 hours of when you sent the email, then you need to send me an email, not a Canvas message, okay? I think those are the important things to, pay attention to, and things to be aware of, and things to even play around with, because this video is going to be posted in a couple minutes, of course, and today is Saturday, but I'm hoping to open up Canvas on Sunday for your review. Okay. It does not mean that you have work to do on Sunday. No, I never, ever, 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 ever assign work to be due on a Saturday and Sunday unless it's an extension. Okay. I only ever assign work on Monday through Friday. Okay. That's the only time that you'll see work to be due. Okay. If there's an assignment you see that's due on a Saturday, it means it's because it's an extension. It means that maybe it was due on Thursday or Friday, and I've just extended it to Saturday or Sunday, or it's within the 3-day grace period. But there will never be an assignment where the initial priority date is on the weekend, because I don't expect anyone to do work on a Saturday and Sunday. If that's what you do, then that's your prerogative. But I don't assign work on Saturday and Sunday because Saturday and Sunday is private time. It's your time, it's my time. I do not respond to emails on the weekends. I do not converse via Google Docs, not Google Docs, sorry, Google Hangouts on the weekend. That's my time. I see weekends as your own time. So respect that. I respect your time as well. If you send an email to me on a weekend, I will not respond to it on a weekend. You'll get a response on the next business day. Okay. Because weekends are really and truly a majority of the time the only time that people have to be with family or friends or what have you. If you choose to do schoolwork on the weekends, that is your prerogative, but I do not expect anyone to do work on the weekends. That is why I do not have assignments due on the weekends. Okay. Um, Also, I don't respond to emails after 6 p.m. Um, so you'll get a response within the next business day. Um, and that's again because after that, um, it's just private time. Um, if it's like an emergency, if I see something that's urgent, then I'll probably like respond, but don't count on that 24/7. Okay. Um, I do have an evening class, but that I can usually answer those questions during the class. Okay. Um, but I think that's it for like an introduction video. Again, for my online section, I will try my hardest to post a video every week as kind of an introduction to the week to kind of clarify some assignments. But sometimes there's technical difficulties where the video is not viewable or something else happens, possibly. For my face-to-face class, of course, we'll see each other, twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Um, but again, this is just an introduction to the class. Um, I've gone over by a little bit of what I hoped to be a very short video, but you can watch this in, short bursts. You don't have to watch it all the way through. Of course, no one expects you to do that. Take some time, take breaks. It's up to you. It's cool. But again, I am Dr. Erica Johnson, Dr. Johnson, of course, and I will be your instructor for this English 1005 spring semester 2020. And for my face-to-face class, I will see y'all on Tuesday, January 7th. For my online class or online section, I will probably see y'all, or you'll see me, I guess, every week with these videos. Okay. I really do hope for a very fruitful and eventful semester with you all. And I hope to make this class very useful for any professional, personal, academic endeavors. Also, one thing I forgot, this is a very important. On the home page, you will see a link. It's hyperlink, and it says Google folder. Because for this class, I'm going to be using kind of, well, I'm a sci-fi person. I love sci-fi. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. So the class is going to be presented in kind of like this Star Trek kind of theme. So you'll be in groups based off of the Star Trek series. And if you go to Google folder, you will see kind of a biographical information of the Star Treks, because there's multiples. And then you'll see a list that says crew. Now, I'm going to explain that a little bit further in the next video, but if you have time, read that biographical information and then also go ahead and assign yourself to a crew of whichever Star Trek um, series that you would like to be that crew. Okay. And this is going to pertain to things like peer review, discussion, even the possibility of extra credit points, and also points for things like typos, because there's going to be typos in pretty much every page of the Canvas shell. So there's a possibility of earning points for typos, so I can go in there and fix them. But I'll explain it a little bit more for my face-to-face class, and then also another video for the online section. Okay, so that's about it. I apologize for the incredibly long video. I did not plan for it to take this long, but I talk a lot. Ugh. Um, but that's about it. If you have any questions or concerns, my email is on, guess what? The syllabus. Yes, that's correct. Woo! It's on the syllabus. And so make sure that you read that as thoroughly as possible. And of course, you'll probably see this video on Sunday, maybe today, when I open up the Canvas shell. And also, dude, one last thing. Oh my God, I almost forgot. One last thing. You're only going to see the first 2 weeks. That's all you're going to see, first 2 weeks. Everything else I've cut off because I'm only going to open them 1 week at a time. Okay, so you should only see the first 2 weeks. That's it. Just the first week and then next week. That's it. That's all you're going to see. Okay, don't expect to see anything else just yet. Okay. All right, so that's it. Again, sorry for this long video, but I will talk to y'all face-to-face class on Tuesday, online section, probably post another video on Friday, next week, Friday. All right, bye. See y'all.